Good morning, tribe. Sally here. Hope you're having an amazing and fascinating day. I know I am, and I think we've got Kit peeking out from behind here. We'll get with him in a minute. You know, it's funny that I should say this because I record this in the morning, but if you're watching it on the day of release, you're not seeing it until this evening. Whatevs. It is this time for this week's Monday Milepost Mailbag, but before we jump into that, thanks for being here. I truly appreciate each and every one of you who takes your time to watch my videos, and even more so when you leave a comment or give a thumbs up. And of course, a special thank you to all my channel members. If you'd like to consider becoming a channel member or supporting the channel in other ways, there's links for all of that stuff in the video description. But never forget, the best support is simply being here and sharing your presence. All right, without further ado, let's roll the intro.
Wake up with the sun in our eyes. Sally forth, no need for goodbyes. Journey calls, let's roll the dice. Every mile a new surprise.
Welcome back. Kit is curled up behind me again. He's recovering from our very short trike ride yesterday. Come here, Kit. Come here, come here. Come on, come on. Let's wake up and say hello to your friends. Say hello, they're in there. Look, no, they're not out there. They're all in here. See, there they are. That's where they are. You had a short trike ride yesterday because the wind kicked up so much dust that it was blowing right into his eyes, and Mr. Adventure Pup is not a fan of that. Plus, I don't want to see his eyes get hurt. He does have super cool goggles that are supposed to arrive any day now. So until then, he's officially a fair weather triker. Hope you all had a lovely Thanksgiving. Mine was peaceful and quiet. I left Quartzsite, went up over to Parker, tucked into the BlueWater Casino by the river, and really enjoyed a pretty restful holiday with a couple of my friends here, Barb and Lisa. Had a little sunshine, a little driving, a whole lot of gratitude, and a Walmart restock. Oh yeah, not to mention the Walmart shower. There is a video about that was the last one that came out before this one. So just, go back one and check that out if you haven't already. On the not so fun side RV life, my generator is running, but it's not providing shore power to charge my batteries. My servo panel says disconnected under the shore power instead of displaying the wattage that's coming in. So I've got a Tinker Tom moment this week that I was not looking forward to. Fingers crossed it's going to be an easy fix. And of course I will document it and share that with you as well. And I'm starting some behind-the-scenes prep for our Quartzsite meetup in January. Nothing to share visually yet, but it is coming along, and I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you are too. Before we dive in, quick reminder, quick remember. And I will say, guys, generally I worked without any kind of script at all. The mailbag is the only thing that I kind of loosely script because I'm reading comments. It would be difficult for me not to have scripted it. So, quick reminder of our viewer personas from this channel. We've got Wandering Joe, who loves adventure, connection, and storytelling. Practical Patty. She's all about logistics, planning, and down-to-earth details. And Tinker Tom, who's the gear, gadgets, fixes, and problem-solving guy. So, see who you spot today. And at the end, let me know which persona you think showed up the most. All right. Let's get into this week's comments. So we're going to start with our most recent video, which was Thanksgiving on the Road, Quartzsite to Parker Adventure. It includes the drive from Q up to Parker, the quiet casino stay, errands, and a beautiful Thanksgiving day on the river. N. Bragg Top wrote, Happy Thanksgiving belated. So this is kind of the Wandering Joe guy coming out. Thank you so much. I hope you had a cozy and delicious Thanksgiving yourself. Mine was unconventional by most people's standards, but honestly, it ranks among some of my favorites. At Angelique Saffel 5438, Angie, you could shorten that up if you wanted to. Wrote, Happy belated Thanksgiving, Sally. Snuggle hugs to Kit. Tell him we hope to meet up in the new year and bring him a treat. Bacon, bacon! Hugs and kisses. Again, Wandering Joe personality here for sure. And Angie snuggle hugs right back at you. And Kit absolutely remembers the bacon and steak diplomacy from you and Mark. He's already looking forward to your next bribery mission. Hopefully we do get to meet up sometime sooner rather than later. It's been a while. Crafty Traveler wrote, thanks for the video. Happy Thanksgiving. I was lucky to be able to stay at BlueWater Casino on the river in February for 3 nights. There's a bathroom and trash. I lucked out and got there when a lady was leaving. My parking ferry worked. So that's the practical Patty persona here. And I love it when the parking ferry shows up. BlueWater really is a timing thing. So glad you snagged a perfect spot. And having bathrooms and trash access is such a bonus. By the way, guys, even in the free parking lot overnight camping area at BlueWater, they do have trash cans up there. I was pleased to see that. Lisa Roth wrote, I love going to BlueWater for holiday buffets, especially with friends. Those holiday buffets really are such a treat, Lisa, and we really had a good time doing it together this year. And they feel pretty festive without all the fuss. I'd rather stand in line and wait for my food than have to do all the shopping and the cooking and the cleaning up. So there's definitely a bonus there. At Tuesday 91835 wrote, thank you, Miss Sally. I truly enjoyed hanging out with you. It's like I was along for the ride. How cool is that? Tuesday, that really makes me so happy. It's exactly how I want these videos to feel. Like you're riding shotgun with me and Kit. Well, you're riding behind us because Kit's riding shotgun. That's the way that works. But glad to have you along. Barb Connor wrote, good tip to get rid of a to-go box. Yeah, so right, that one came from necessity, but I'm embracing it as an RV life hack. Fewer containers equals fewer rattles and fewer leftovers turning into science projects. And I'm going to out Barb here because we were sitting at breakfast together when she brought up the subject, and I immediately got my camera out and filmed it. So thanks, Barb. Thompson 121 wrote, love grocery pickup. It's easy to spend over $200 at the W. Isn't that the truth? Grocery pickup is super convenient, and somehow everything still adds up to $200. In my case, I did about $110 in pickup, and then I spent another $100 in the store. But I love doing pickup, guys, because when I do pickup, I do all of my non-perishable stuff. Because I'm not concerned about how they're going to be picking out produce for me that way, because I don't trust people to pick out my produce. But if I'm doing all the non-perishable stuff on pickup, it saves me a bunch of time. I don't have to walk through the entire store, and I am less likely to be impulse shopping along the way. So there's that. And then I go into the store and do my, perishable shopping myself. Judy Val says, I stayed there at BlueWater a few times before they began charging. It was originally $27 a night for the parking lot when they first started charging. And then, parenthetically, I'm saying this. Last year when they were charging, it was $10 a night. But Judy says she quit staying at that time. Glad to hear that they quit that. Yeah, they're not charging anything now. I parked at the very top of the lot and the slope wasn't bad. Now I would have issues walking that far. And soon after seeing the errands in queue, I'm homesick and I can't wait to get there next week. See you soon. Yeah, I definitely remember when they were charging too, and I didn't love it, and I didn't stay there because of that. And it's definitely a hike down to the casino itself from there. Can't wait to see you when you get here, Judy. Quartzsite's calling your name, and I think it'll be soon. At Gimel Girl wrote, correct. Parker is inside the reservation. And tip, there's a really nice laundry there. Thanks for confirming that. I actually Googled it afterward because it was bugging me. And you're right, that laundry in Parker looks like it's great. I haven't been there yet, but I might do that at Christmas time. Maybe I make Parker my laundry location the next time around. We'll see. At JMKC740 wrote, Sally and Kit, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. Hope your holiday was warm and peaceful. Kit and I really had a lovely day by the water. Our next video is Sally Forth, a series of unfortunate events. This is a 1993. I don't know where that came from. This is a 2023 video where I talk about some chaos that happened. I had a trifecta of things go wrong in pretty short order. At the beginning of October of 2023, I was having my solar install done here. And during the course of that, the guy was weed eating. flung up a rock, shattered my living room window. A few days before I did this video, I managed to overflow my gray tank and flood my entire floor. And I had a problem where a TPMS sensor was completely destroyed because it had not been properly secured to the inner dually. Yeah, it was a thing. I was beginning to think, that could be a thing. Anyway, Connie Waddell writes, completely finished. Fingers crossed. And yeah, right, Connie? I mean, it was a season of absolute chaos in short order. At least now I can look back and laugh. Sort of. And as my generator example today shows, there is always something to go wrong in RV life. It's not all rainbows and unicorns, guys. All right, next up is another throwback video. This one is called Unboxing and Testing My Refurbished DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And in it, I talked about why the Pocket 3 is perfect for, tiny space filming, walk and talk shots, all the stuff. Vinny T. Boyle wrote, nice video, thanks for the details. And I just say thank you. I still love that little camera, and I've got a new accessory I'm going to be testing out this week, so that's likely going to show up in a video. And then from my community post on Thanksgiving, I gave you all really my warmest holiday greetings and community love, and got a lot of it back from you guys. So Kentucky Lady 5762 wrote, happy Thanksgiving to you and Kit. Thank you so much, and happy Thanksgiving right back to you. I hope your holiday was really nice. Elizabeth X3E8C wrote, happy Thanksgiving to you and sweet Kit. Thank you. Kit enjoyed every minute of sunshine and snuggles. I really can't pronounce this. Najruqwi. Najruqwi. 7008. I'd really, sometime when you leave a comment, because you often do, please tell me how you came up with that username. That would be cool. Happy Thanksgiving Day. Thanks. I hope your day was full of good things as well. G-Money Is It, who I just put together, is one of my channel members, Dorian C, because he actually signed this one. Happy Thanksgiving, Sally and Kit. It was a beautiful day in Florida. I wish I could go to Quartzsite for the meetup. However, it won't happen this year. Thank you for your videos. They've been fun to watch and helpful, especially the ones about cold weather camping and your electric trike. I'm still going to try and find a carrier that either has a ramp or is electric to go up and down. I have the same trike. Though you have found an innovative way to get your trike off your carrier. Cheers, and I'm glad to be part of the tribe. Dorian, thank you. I'm so glad those videos were helpful. Even if you can't make Quartzsite this year, you are absolutely part of the tribe. And yes, trike carriers can be a whole adventure. Scooter lifts, mobility ramps, and even some motorcycle platforms can work. There are lots of options out there. You just got to figure out, what you think is going to work best for you. And that's part of the reason that I make some of the kinds of videos that I do, where I talk about the whys and wherefores of how I arrived at a decision to do a thing a certain way. Because I think they can help some other people with their thought process. So that's just the way I do it. And in response to that, Kentucky Lady wrote, there are ramps for handicap scooters or small quads. They would hold a tricycle, certainly. Ability outfitters or small quad retailers might be overkill for a tricycle, but you can always resell them. And that's a great suggestion. Those ramps and carriers are sturdy and versatile, and definitely an option for folks who really want something that's heavy duty. From the video, Quartzsite sees an upgrade. Is this the best RV TV setup ever? And so in this video, I showed you how I upgraded my TV by installing a soundbar and disabling the original surround sound /DVD/amplifier, which cleaned up my media cabinet and cleaned up my audio, so that, because most of what I listen to is spoken word. And so it's much cleaner than it was. I'm very, very happy with the upgrade. Thompson 121 wrote, never liked Fire TV. Love the Roku, though. Good luck. I hear you. I really liked my Roku interface, too. The interface, I think, is just better. But my Roku didn't last very long. The Fire Stick may be a little bit bossy, but it seems to be sturdy. The previous one I had lasted 5 years. And the new one is actually very cool. I'm pretty happy with it so far. Denny Crowell 724 wrote, well, if we hear a lot of racket coming from your trailer tonight, I know you're jamming out on your new soundbar. Ha! If you hear a dance party happening, it just means everything actually works. No promises about Kit's playlist, though. Richard Kurtz 9661 writes, the brackets are too long. Just cut them down to where you need them. You're absolutely right. That's the true hardware store fix. I just don't have a good way to cut and grind them cleanly. Plus, I'd have to paint them. So I'm making peace with the extra length, at least for now. Lisa Roth wrote, looks good. Hope you get lots of enjoyment out of your new setup. Thanks. Already feels so nice to have that cabinet decluttered. Barb Connor wrote, setup looks nice. Thanks, Barb. Fewer wires, fewer headaches. Mark Sapples checking in here. Happy Thanksgiving, Sally and Kit. Thanks, Mark. Give Angie a hug. And Kit says, bacon? With a hopeful tail wag. Nbrag Top writes, hi, Sally. Sorry, guys. Hi, Sally. Happy blessed Thanksgiving. And, you may have noticed I talk pretty fast, so sometimes my tongue trips over my eye teeth and I can't see what I'm saying. Sorry. Thank you so much. Hope your holiday was wonderful, too. Robert Ballard 1555 writes, hi, Sally. I think you'll find that the Fire Stick 4K Max with the USB power adapter will work best for you. The special adapter supplies the proper power to the stick using the TV's USB. It's sold on Amazon as well. That's a great tip. Thank you. I haven't looked that one up yet, but it is on my shopping list because anything that keeps it behaving well is a win. And I'm not having a problem with it being plugged into the wall outlet into the cabinet the way that I ran the wires. That doesn't seem to be a big issue. But I don't know. It's one less wire. It's more convenient to just have it plugged into the TV. So there's that. Gimbal Girl writes, I think I will stick with watching 5V on my laptop. It looks a whole lot easier. And that's totally fair. Sometimes keeping it simple is the best way to go. And, it's funny because I'm camped with both Barb and Lisa, and we've talked about this kind of stuff. Some people like to watch TV watch on their phone. I can't do it. I can do it. I don't like it. The screen's too small. Some people like to use an iPad or a tablet or something like that. Some people do it on computer. I got a big screen TV. That's the way I like to do it. So... And in fact, I reinforced that because when I was camp hosting in Yellowstone and having so many power absorption issues, because there wasn't much solar there, I pretty much was just watching TV on my iPad because I didn't have to have it plugged into anything and I wasn't consuming power during the evening by watching TV that way. So that was my choice. JMKC740 writes, Sally and Kit, happy Turkey Day, y'all. Thanks. Your cheerful comments always make me smile. Sandra Hughes, I1F. I1F. Wonder what that means. Let me know sometime. If you have an unusual username, I'd really like to know how it is that you chose it. I don't know. Just kind of stuff that I kind of vibe on. Sandra says, I have an antenna on top of my camper van. Will I be able to get any channels when I'm at Q, or is that only possible with Starlink? Well, your antenna can pick up over-the-air channels, just not in Quartzsite because there aren't any broadcast stations here. For entertainment, most of us use Starlink or a hotspot off of our phones. I'm thinking about doing a Q-specific entertainment video to explain all the options, so that'll likely be coming up soon. And in response to her comment, Thompson121 writes, not much there for broadcast TV. Probably a PBS station. Somebody else chime in. And yeah, exactly. You might catch a PBS if the wind cooperates, but don't count on it. Q's many things. But a TV broadcast hub is not one of them. From the video unloading my new E-Trike. That's how I introduced the new trike, how I unload it, Kit's first impressions, that kind of stuff. 77 GMC Nut wrote, when we hit the road, we have 2 corgis with us, so I'd need a bicycle trailer. 2 corgis on the road sounds like a non-stop entertainment. A bike trailer is probably a great setup for them. And Kit approves wholeheartedly. I just didn't want to drag a trailer myself. And I don't need to for him. So I had a short on Sportsman's Beach, which is in Nevada. And it was a short clip that included some of Kit's playtime at the beach. Joyful artist Aunt Pam wrote, wow! Right? That spot was such a hidden gem, and Kit had an absolute blast being able to play on the beach there. From the video Painted Canyon Surprise in the Theodore Roosevelt National Park, We did the Painted Canyon Overlook, which is at a rest area, a short hike. We talked about the reality of fly season and ended up at the CCC camp where we were afraid we were going to be mudded in. And we haven't seen the next video from that yet, where you will get to find out what it was like to get out of there, because it was a thing. It was a bit concerning, actually. Frigo Jim wrote, to keep flies at bay, pine sol and water 50-50 in a spray bottle keeps them away. At least it does in northern Minnesota. Thank you, Jim. Quick question, though. Do you spray it into the air, on surfaces, or around the rig? I'm kind of willing to try anything during fly season. And welcome to the channel, neighbor. Lisa Roth wrote, quite a beautiful place, Sally. I'm glad you and Barb got to camp there. It was stunning. One of those spots that doesn't even look real in person. From the video Monday Milepost Mailbag episode 17. The summary for that is basically trike racks, rock art, waffle hacks, and viewer personas that we were talking about. In that one, Lisa Roth says, hi, Sally. Kid actually looks straight at the camera. Way to go, boy. Yeah, I know. It's such a rare direct stare, like he finally decided to acknowledge the paparazzi. Mary Metal 8665 wrote, I need that thought. What comes to mind for me is that I'm almost ready. And I love that. I'm almost ready. Sometimes that's all we need to admit out loud to step out into the next chapter. So we'll just, keep moving in that direction. That'll be awesome. Sandra Hughes wrote, always enjoy seeing Kitster in your vids. Kit says thank you. He loves making little cameo appearances. Actually, he doesn't really love it, as you can see sometimes when I gotta wake him up and drag him up here. I think he loves making the cameos. He doesn't like me dragging him forward to do it. Fair enough. JMKC740 wrote, aw, thank you. He was the shout out last week, by the way. Airmail Shoutout. Hope everything works out with the rack. Love your vids. Hi, Sally and Kit. Beautiful views in the last vid. Can't wait for more trike vids. You want a supple ride? Just lower that air pressure down to like 28 to 32 psi. It'll kill your battery a little quicker, but the ride will be amazing. My Yuba Mundo cargo bike has a kickstand like a moped, and it's stable even with up to 500 pounds of weight on it. Yuba Bikes in California sells them on their website. Great tips, thank you. Lowering the PSI does make for a smoother ride, and that kickstand idea is fantastic for folks with compatible bikes. Mine's a little different, but that's a smart design. Tuesday 91835, I've messed that up twice now, says, hey there, Sally, sincerely Tuesday. Always happy to see you pop in, Tuesday. Your comments always brighten things up. Thank you so much. Barb Connor wrote, Practical Patty. I laughed at that, and funny enough, it was actually a perfect three-way tie that week. Stacy Jones also says, Practical Patty. And in case you're wondering, guys, they're responding to which persona they thought showed up the most in last week's mailbag, which is the question that I've already asked you this week, so hope you've been counting. And if not, you can go back and watch it again. Anyway, Team Patty, Kate did come in strong last week, but yeah, it really was a three-way tie. Now, we are up to this week's Airmail Shoutout, and it goes to Gimbal Girl. Thank you for being such a helpful presence across the channel. Your tips about Parker, the laundry, and your down-to-earth approach to entertainment all help the tribe learn from each other. I appreciate you. Thank you all so much for your comments and questions this week. This was one of the most active mailbags we've ever had, and I love watching this amazing community grow. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment for next week's mailbag. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can join as a member starting at just 99 cents a month. The link is down below the little icon down there. And if you enjoy sending real mail, letters and postcards are always welcome. Just no perishables, please. The mailing address is also in the video description down below. And because the video descriptions are really long, by the way, guys, I tried to put the most important stuff at the top, but there's a little read more or see more off to the right-hand side. Click that, you get the whole thing. Anyway, I hope you all have an amazing and fascinating week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.